The Nintendo Switch 2 has its presentation in just under 2 weeks as of recording this. We're finally going to know everything. Well, hopefully we find out everything we're wanting to regarding the Switch 2. We should know the price. We should know the release date. We should know some of the launch titles. It's very exciting. I'm super pumped. I don't know about you guys. I wanted to do... yeah, no, I'm not excited at all. I wanted to do a prediction episode here, but with a little bit of a twist. We're going to make this a competition. We're going to add this to part of our high score series. So I'm going to go through a series of questions for you guys. We have about 20 questions, and then after the presentation in a couple weeks, we're going to react to that. After that, we'll total up who got the most correct on these predictions. They'll be the winner. They will add 3 medals to their score, and then the runner-ups will get 2 and then 1 accordingly. Little bit of a twist today. I'm playing along with you guys. And so how this is going to work is this is going to be a little bit like I'm Bowser in Mario Party. I can come in and I might steal all the fun if you guys let me catch up somehow in this competition.
This is rigged.
Let's go ahead and kick this off. First question I want to ask you guys. What will the Nintendo Switch 2 cost? We're going to go around the horn, and how I want to do this is... we're playing loose Price is Right rules here. If you guys remember Price is Right, you want to be as close to the accurate number without going over. So you would
Price
rather
is Right rules. If you go over, you don't get anything.
That's how the price is. That's why I said loose Price is Right rules, because if you're closer, we'll give it to the person who's closest. But if it's a draw, meaning you guys were exactly the same amount, we give it to the person who's under. So you want to be as close as possible. But it's okay if you go over, but you don't want to be too over.
Oh, okay.
Let's kick it off. Hasten. What's the Nintendo Switch 2 going to cost?
$399.99, because they're still going to have the regular Switch out there for...
I agree.
Yeah, $399.99.
I think that's a great prediction. Parker, what do you think?
Same. $399.99.
Safe.
Full hundo.
Basic. All right, Tanner, what about you?
I agree.
That's what it's
I agree as well. Yeah.
We're starting off with a very safe question that I think we're all in agreement on, because Bowser, meaning me, is coming in, and I'm going to say $399.99 as well.
I just think it's unrealistic for it to be. I think Nintendo, I don't know what they'd be thinking if they charge more than that.
You know what? Just because I can, just to be different, because I'm Bowser and I want to have a chance at maybe stealing this round, I'm going to go $449.99.
If Switch 2, during the presentation, they announced some crazy feature that we didn't know about, and that's what that C stick is, or that C button, then I could see it being more than 400. But if it's basically what we think it is, it's not going to be more than 400. There's no way.
All right, so everyone says 400 except for me, Bowser. I got 450. I'm going to steal your guys' star.
Stupid Bowser.
What will the Nintendo Switch 2 release date be? Now, for this, I want an actual date, and then whoever is the closest to that date gets the point here. We'll start with Tanner this time. What do you think?
My crazy prediction is May.
Wow.
But I think my realistic July. I'm going to say...
give me a day in that month.
I've always been the safe better when it comes to this kind of stuff. In our previous podcast, anything. Because there's a chance that's why Nintendo waited so long to announce the Switch 2, is because it's not launching May, June, July.
Yeah.
And that it is launching holiday. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to say September.
Whoa!
September.
Oh, that'd make me cry.
September 10th.
That would literally make me cry if that happened.
I could see that being the big shocker, though, with the Switch 2 announcement.
I don't know.
September 9th.
Parker, hit me with yours. What are you thinking?
June 5th.
That's a Thursday.
Day.
June 5th. Okay, Parker's locking in the earliest so far. You got any reasoning behind that?
Definitely not going to be as early as May, but it'll be June.
Okay, Hasten, hit me with yours.
Trying to do some research to see, like, maybe if Nintendo has, like, a history. But every single console they've had over the last 20 years has been a different month.
Yeah.
So it's like...
That's one thing Nintendo doesn't have is consistency.
Into the Switch.
I like that you are going with the
Which
research there, Hasten, because I did the same thing. I noticed that as well. I was looking before we were recording, and I was like, man, it was like Switch.
It's
was
like
in
literally
March,
like the Game Boy was March 21st.
You're just looking on Reddit for other people's predictions.
I feel like
thing, right?
a lot of them was March or November, and it's definitely not going to be March at this point, obviously. So
I'll go August 15th. Because even Switch, when they released it, I think they announced it within, 6 months of it releasing. So
Yeah, to give you guys
who
a
knows?
little background, yeah, the NX as we knew it before it was the Switch, it had its first trailer in October 2016, and then the Switch event was January 2017, and then the Switch came out March 2017. So all together within 6 months. Jason's locking in August 15th. I'm gonna go ahead and have my Bowser moment. June 27th. Lock it in.
I
Darren,
mean,
did you go with a Tuesday or a Friday?
I did a Tuesday.
It's Tuesday or Friday for sure, I feel like.
Well, all games
Okay,
are.
change mine to
Yeah.
June 6th then. Change
But
mine
who
to
knows? Maybe
June
Nintendo's
6th.
like, yeah, we're doing a Wednesday.
Yeah, they don't care.
They could though. Like that's the thing is Nintendo. You never know.
Yeah. Actually, I'm changing slightly, guys. I'm going June 20th. That sounds better.
Why?
It just
Why
sounds
change?
better because like 27th. I'm picturing like the end title
I
card.
actually
It's like
thought
Switch
27
2.
sounded good.
Yeah, but I'm just picturing like imagine like at the end title card. It's like June
6th,
20th. Just
June 5th.
sounds better. Like
Sound the
instead of
same.
June 27th. What was your
Change
reason?
mine to June 6th.
Or Parker's changing June 6th. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because that's a Friday. Makes more sense.
That sounds better.
The one thing that Nintendo is consistent about is their holiday release. They usually always have a holiday release for a game. That it's between the months of October and the end of the year. You know, it's like we just mentioned 3. It's always their big titles, you know, for the year. And I think that there's a good chance that that's why it's releasing later than we think. Because we know that the Switch 1 still has a life cycle, at least until Prime 4 releases. So that would mean Prime 4 would have to release in the next 2 months.
I mean, historically though, Nintendo supports their old console for 2 or 3 years after.
Right, right.
Like Wii U even launched
Yeah.
with Breath of the Wild. Like
Here's my one problem
It's a great point.
is normally, yes, I agree, but normally that's with a complete refresh of the console. So it'll be like Wii U to Switch is a different system. Because the one times they haven't done that is with the different DSs to different DSs. They usually cut off support with the other DS. I mean, I don't think they'll cut off support with the Switch, but it will be like Connor saying, it'll be dual releases. There probably won't be any singular Switch games that are only on the Switch once the Switch 2 launches. Because I don't see Metroid Prime 4 coming out and they're like, this is a Switch game, and it comes out after the Switch 2 comes out. It'll be, this is a Switch 2 / Switch 1 game. I think the Switch 2's whole thing is gonna be connectivity with online parties. Like that's the one thing that Switch struggles with. You have to think in the mind of a higher up in Nintendo. What can we improve with the Switch? What did everyone complain about? Switch Online, the online play, the multiplayer. It never worked. And so I think that's what that C button is. It's the party. It brings up Xbox Party essentially. You know, talk to your friends, edit your party. And so Mario Kart 9 will be the party game. It'll be the online game. And that's why they showed that scene where it shows how many racers. There was like 20. There was way more than there
24.
normally is because it's supposed to be this massive online experience.
That is going to be
Which
chaotic.
is exclusive probably to Switch 2.
What's the gimmick for this one besides the mouse control, which I know we all have seen, like the controllers can be the mouse? Is there going to be anything beyond that, or is that the gimmick? Is that what this one's all about?
I don't think that's the gimmick. That's so that's
Too big.
boring to me, and it doesn't seem like it's
Feedback.
cool, I guess, but
Sick.
they already have.
That would be like
feedback.
saying the Series X's gimmick is having a share button. It's like that's not a gimmick.
No, they got to have something else, and I can't think of like what else it is because Nintendo, when they do their gimmicks, it's something so ridiculous that you're like, oh, who would have freaking
Yeah.
Never thought
thought
of
that
it,
they were
yeah.
gonna have a screen on the controller in 2013
I mean,
12,
or
yeah.
whatever.
I think that there's a good chance this might be one of those Nintendo consoles where there's not one. You know, because they have done that before with like the new 3DS, which yeah, you could say was 3D, but that was the 3DS's gimmick. Whenever they do like a sequel to the same console, and you even go back to like the GameCube was just a normal powerful console. That's what they were trying to be. It was trying to compete with what was powerful at the time. There wasn't really a gimmick of the GameCube. You know, and I could see them looking at the Switch 1 and being like, okay, the Switch 1 struggled a lot with power. Let's just make it more powerful. And then, I mean, I still do have a gimmick that I think they will do, which isn't necessarily gimmicky, but I think their social presence will be a lot more where Street Pass, I think Street Pass will definitely come back. I could totally see that coming back. I could see them trying to incentivize people to walk around, meet strangers through Street Pass, find friends, stop at the bench. They kind of did that with Switch, but not too much. It was more still mostly a home console that you don't go play it wherever. You just play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a good prediction. I'm really curious, guys. I can't tell you how excited I am. Like, I'm getting, every day that we're getting closer, I keep thinking about it. Because it's one of those things where you, this only happens once every, 7-8 years, guys. We're getting a new Nintendo
Especially
console.
with Nintendo.
With Nintendo, traditionally, besides with maybe a couple exceptions here and there, they always do something exciting. It's always different and unique. Now, I think there's a high likelihood that this is going to be one of the more or less interesting Nintendo consoles.
More conservative.
Which is fine right now with what they need. But every day that we get closer to the event, I keep getting more and more excited because I'm like, what if Nintendo just goes crazy? Like, there's a chance that this is going to be
Team cross compatibility.
Yeah, like some insane thing. Yeah. Or imagine just random features where they're like, hey, you didn't see this coming. Guess what? You can attach another screen to the top. You plug it into the USB port or USB-C, and all of a sudden, guess what? You got a DS. You can now play DS games on the Switch 2, and it folds like that. Like
that concept people have made.
What is the mysterious C button? Because this is something we all know about, or for the most part, it's been rumored, and it's been on every leaked image of the Switch 2. Like, we know it's there. They just got rid of the C in the trailer that they released. So let's go around. What is everyone's prediction that the C button does?
I think it's probably... Did they still have... I haven't looked too much into the things. Is the regular capture button still there?
It's still there.
Yeah, I think as far as we know.
I think it's going to be a connect option then. So, connecting to parties, connecting to online play, connecting to TVs, maybe wirelessly in some way.
I think there's two major options, in my opinion. I think that it's either, like Hasten saying, connect. But I think connect meaning more screen share to your TV, like Connor, like we talked about, docking without, what do you call that? Like digital docking.
Yeah.
Without having to actually physically dock it. I think that's a huge thing. Mm-hmm. My other major one is, like I've already talked about a little bit, is community. I think it'll be something community-based, where it's like party connection.
So you kind of think it's going to be a multi-tool button, like it could do a lot of things.
I don't know. I think that it'll do one or the other, if I'm honest. I think that my big prediction is that it's community, and that's what they're going to push really hard. It'll be like the classic Switch narrator, and they're like, connect with your friends, click the community button, control your party, I don't know, something like that.
So for the sake of the question,
right now.
For the when I assign the points for this one, I'll give it to the one if anyone is actually accurate. If anyone nails it, they'll get the point here, but otherwise nobody will get a point. In one word, what does the button access? Because for me, I'll do mine real quick. Mine, I think it's cast. I think literally you press it and it will cast to a TV, like Bluetooth almost, essentially, or
docking.
Yeah, like a dock, but just casting. It's like how you do on your phone, to a TV.
Right.
So I that's what I literally think it'll do when you press that button.
To add to that, I actually think that that's a great prediction, because they already have that technology with the Wii U, where the Wii U had wireless docking from the gamepad. You could literally be playing on the gamepad with no latency.
Yeah.
Like, it was wirelessly connecting to the TV to where you could turn off the TV and still continue to play wirelessly with no issues. So they could just literally rip that tech out of the Wii U gamepad, put it in the Switch 2.
And then, so Tanner, you think it's a community button? You think it'll open like a community?
Yeah, community.
Space. And then Hasten, yours was similar to mine, right? It's like a casting kind of thing.
Pretty much cast. I don't know if they'll call it cast. I don't know exactly what they're gonna call it, but yeah, pretty much identical to you.
Okay, Parker, what about you?
I think
community is a really good answer too, though.
I think
it's a copyright button.
It's a what?
You can copyright.
You could be playing. You could be playing.
It's just
the option for you to press it to give them money.
No, I think it'll be probably some kind of maybe party functionality, like chat, in-game chat or something like that.
Yeah. And hey, there's a good chance that it's nobody's expecting.
Yeah. I think there's a high chance that, honestly, it's
I hope it is.
extra button that they let you assign whatever you want to it.
Yeah.
Like
the only thing I wonder with that is why they would identify it with a C.
Oh,
and maybe that's why they
iPhone
don't.
16.
Maybe they have some stupid name for it. It's just like the
And the GameCube had a Z button. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
True.
Who knows?
That's a great point.
Maybe C stands for customize.
Customize. That's a really good guess.
Oh, that's yeah.
Customizable
I
button.
like that a lot. Let's move on to the next one. Will there be more than one SKU at launch? So will there be a OLED model? Will there be a different color model, than the black one that they have? Or is there just the one singular model? That's what you get, $400. There's no other SKUs. Let's start with Parker.
What did the Switch launch with? The Switch launched with 2.
Switch
It had
launched
the
with 2.
black
Gray.
and 2 colors.
Yeah, just the 2 colors.
I think they'll have 2. I think they'll have the same thing. Black, and then they'll have.
I think they'll have 2
They'll
colors.
have some kind of color option.
So you
I think they'll have a.
purely
You
color-
know what's
Definitely black.
possible? Is they could have a Mario Kart edition that launches with it. I don't know if that's gonna happen because I don't know if they're gonna be able to mass produce it along with another console, but
That's what I think.
I think they'll have 2.
Yeah, I don't think that there will. I'm assuming there's just gonna be. My prediction is just one.
I
think-
agree with you.
I don't think they're even gonna have any other colors because we've only seen the black with the blue and red accents from the
Well,
trailer.
and that's already a mix of the original Switch 2 colors,
Yeah,
which is
and
gray.
so there's a chance, I guess, that there's another SKU that has just black or gray as the accent color. But I think that they're just gonna, because it's black, I think they're gonna just stick with that. Only give you the one option.
Instead of like splitting, okay, let's make all these different colors and these different versions. And while I want them to do a Mario Kart version, I just don't think they would until later, given their history with special edition consoles.
Yeah.
Special edition consoles for like every Nintendo system don't come out until like
Yeah.
a year after.
I was gonna
the
say
system
that
comes out.
I can't speak with total authority on this, but I'm pretty sure Nintendo has never launched with a special edition console before.
Mhm.
Like
I
all the
would
special
almost
editions
guarantee
have been later.
I could see them having a Mario Kart, a bundle. I could see them doing like they always do. They did it for the last 6 years, where it's Mario Kart
Yeah.
8 with the Switch. They do Mario Kart 9 with the Switch too, but I don't think there will be any specialness to the Switch itself. It'll just be the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Because they kind of want to advertise that as what they're selling. We are selling the Switch 2.
This is unrelated
first.
to the question prediction, but I am predicting, I think that there will be just the one SKU at launch, but I do think there will be a special edition come holiday when 3D Mario comes out. I think there'll be a 3D
You think 3D Mario? You're
holiday.
sticking to 3D Mario
I'm
coming
sticking to
out
that.
holiday?
I think it's happening. I think we're gonna, guys.
way.
2 weeks from now, we're gonna get a new 3D Mario trailer, and I can't freaking wait.
No. Okay, you might be right, but it's not launching. It'll get
Oh
delayed.
no, it's definitely not a launch title. No, I'm saying it's coming out this year.
No, I'm saying it's not launching in holiday. They might announce it for holiday of this year, and then it
Right.
gets delayed.
We'll see.
I think there'll be 2.
think there's 2. Okay.
I think there's 19.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be 100.
I think you could
That's the
choose
secret-
customize.
That's the secret Nintendo's
Every
doing.
color.
Customize.
They're taking over the whole video game section of every retailer.
That would be insane.
That's the
They're like,
customize
"We have
button on
all
the
money we
controller."
need." Next question. This one I'm very curious about, guys. Is the branding for the cases, for the Nintendo Switch physical cases, going to look different? Or are they going to
yeah.
be the same as the original Switch?
100%. 100%.
Case itself will be the same, but as Nintendo always does, they'll change up the end piece so it'll look different.
Yeah, it'll be just like Xbox to Series X. It'll be the same situation. Same case, different box. Maybe
So-
like different
Art.
So yeah,
Art, there you go.
minus. Let me put it this way: minusing the. And you know how on the Switch 2 or Switch physical cases, it's just a square in the top left corner that says Switch. Minus it saying, yeah, look at it here. So minus it saying 2, where that Nintendo Switch is there going to be any other significant differences, or is it going to be
Yeah.
identical
Oh, yeah.
besides the 2?
No, it'll be it will be noticeable because they want to differentiate the games at a glance. They don't want people to buy the game that doesn't work for their console. They do not want to risk that. I mean, you could argue that it'll be like the DS to the 3DS. They intentionally added that little. You know, a 3DS game, how the cartridge has that
Yeah,
little
it has the
ding?
little, yeah.
They did that because people have tested it. You can fit the 3DS things in the DS case if it has that slot, but it
Yeah.
won't work. And so they don't want that to happen where people are like, "Oh,
My
a new
game's not
Mario
working."
Kart." When they bring it home and it doesn't work, and they're like, why?
Yeah.
They're gonna make sure that I bet the cartridge itself will be different, and then the box art, I could even see them doing slightly different colors. I could see the banner, instead of it being that just the Switch in the corner, having it be an entire top banner like the Wii U. You know,
Yeah.
maybe even different like sizing.
So is everyone's answer to this? Yes, it's going to be different.
I think the box itself is going to be the same, and the only difference is the art on the side is going to be like Switch 2, and that corner is going to say Switch 2.
So your answer, Hasten, is then that no, there's not going to be any significant changes, because besides branding of the two, you think it's going to be the exact same.
No, because like here's the thing: Nintendo is one of the only companies that's into collectors, and I think they know, like, collectors like uniformity as far as this stuff goes.
I agree, but Nintendo is the one that literally hates that the most. They switch theirs so often. They'll like have player's choice where it's like a big yellow bar intentionally messing up a collector's.
To be fair, though, since the Switch, they've been extremely uniform, which is different. It is unique for Nintendo, because in the past they weren't. But with the Switch, it's literally all that red label side with the white text. Like, they have not varied from that at all. Like, no, and they haven't even done player's choice. They never did player's choice for this generation, which is kind of crazy, considering that.
I bet they will now.
A classic.
I wish that was a question, because that's it. I bet they will,
and
they'll go back and they'll resell the Switch 1 games
as
player's choice
on Switch 2.
I like that. I mean,
it won't be player's choice though. I think
they'll
call
it
it
something else.
Different.
Yeah, like Switch choice or whatever the frick. Yeah, that'd be cool. So I'm saying that yes, the Switch cases will look different in a noticeable way. Tanner says yes. Hasten says no.
I think it's significantly different.
Yeah, I think so too. And
now,
Parker,
I agree with
think?
Hasten that the physical box itself, I don't think will change. Like, without any of the art. Like,
not counting the box, because I think the box will stay the same too. But I think that I don't think it's going to be red labels on the side. I'll give you guys. This isn't part of the question, but for my prediction, I think they're going black.
Black.
I think it's going to be black sides.
I mean, that's a lot of the Switches.
They're going to do black. They're going to do black.
I think that's going to be black with white text. Yeah.
Or red text.
I think I agree, but I think it'll still have some red, maybe at the bottom, that says Switch 2.
Yeah, maybe something like
that. It'll have like a little red box at the very bottom with the Switch logo and then a 2.
No, it would be
it's
cool.
Not black. Black's going to look terrible in retail stores.
I mean,
that
it's not
is a
gonna
fair
be
point.
black,
I was thinking
like
about
they're
that.
Thinking. It's gonna be more of a gray black, like how the color of the Switch looks. Because the Switch isn't black; it's gray.
It's like like an off black, is what it is.
It'll be a gray. You know how the Xbox spines look? Xbox, they're not black, and they look good. Like they look.
It's
great.
like a matte black. Yeah, it's like a matte black.
Oh my gosh!
Like I wish I could grab the game real quick, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that maybe black is a little too dark. I think Hasten is right. Like in a retail store, that branding might look too dark for Nintendo.
Sure, black.
I'm thinking maybe.
I mean, only if they went full black. If they went full black, I think that'd be a mistake. But I don't. I think it would just
the GameCube black.
Black with red.
GameCube was black. Yeah.
GameCube.
And it looks fine.
Really. I mean that you can't really say that though, because it was only the bottom third of the spine.
Yeah, but the logo, like where the GameCube logo is behind it, is black. You know, look how nice the PS5's spines are. Xboxes are nice and uniform, but I like the colorfulness of the PS5 spines. Was that Suicide Squad, Hasten? Oh no, it's Marvel. Oh, okay, it's Spider-Man. I was like, you
know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do blue, red, and green.
All the best colors.
Okay, so
like
GameCube,
Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo.
They need to bring this back.
That's the best look. GameCube. I'm gonna say it, guys. GameCube has the best spines.
Period. Oh, it looks so good.
It's so nice.
Because every game has its own art.
I don't know. I think black would look good.
It only does this.
Yeah.
See, I could see Switch 2 doing something like this, where it's the bottom third.
Black. Yeah. They did black, but they also did like the whole thing is color with the branding.
Yeah,
this is so boring.
It's gonna be.
It is boring. It looks.
It's gonna be black,
kind of nice on a shelf because
white
it's all
text
red, but it's just
and a red outline.
It's too.
But you also can't differentiate the game from a distance.
No, you have to like inspect it.
Like, I'm like, oh, which game is that?
I love
you can tell
having
immediately, oh, Paper Mario.
Yeah. Yeah, I love having the game's colors and branding on the side there. It adds so much because then you can just immediately see it from a distance. Where it's like
Well,
with my
and
Switch
even
games, I have no
just
idea.
even just what Xbox does,
The logo.
at least the logo, because like I don't like that Switch. It's
Yeah,
a
they
default
should totally
font.
change that. Yeah.
It needs to be
boring.
something like this.
Super boring.
But it's probably because it doesn't fit on
Well, the
the Switch
text
case.
is so tiny too.
Yeah. Well, it is funny because there's a couple random like third-party games at the launch of the Switch that did their own logo. It wasn't in the white, and it looks really weird on itself because I think it's like Super Bomberman did its like
Really?
logo. So it's like if you look at all of the Switch games, it's like, oh, they're all in white text, but then there's like Super Bomberman, which has its own logo. It's like, what the frick?
I'm
That
glad I don't
ruined
have
it
that.
now.
That was horrible.
Yeah, but I'm starting to think Hasten kind of convinced me here. Maybe not all black, but maybe it's red like the Switch, but then there's like the GameCube logo. There's the bottom third or something that is black, and it says Switch.
I mean, here's
2.
the thing. Like, this is a weird example, but this is the collector's edition. This is the steelbook, and look, it's black. Of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, but that's a steelbook.
Yeah.
Like
I
this
just-
doesn't look so bad.
If that look, but here's the thing: is you're on solid plastic with like
Try
a
to-
steel cover around it, so the case itself is colored. Like if you're just on a plastic case and it's just black straight down with the lettering, it would look terrible.
Yeah, I think Hasten has a point too, just with like
Yeah.
retail and stuff too. I don't think that looks appealing, like a
To be
full
to be
black.
clear, if they did do black, they wouldn't do full black. No one's ever done that. Like the closest we've gotten is like the Skyrim case, which is all black. Besides the top, which says Xbox or PlayStation, they won't do full black. It'll be, if they do black, which I don't think they'll do black, it'll be black, and then this will be red or something, because they want to make sure people can tell that like Nintendo's whole thing's red. They're gonna keep
Yeah.
red somewhere.
I'm so excited.
You know?
I'm so excited to see this. This really fascinates me because it's like Nintendo, we all associate with the color red, obviously, because that's like their color. But if you think about it, it's like Wii U had the identity of blue. Like Wii U was blue. They had blue cases, blue logos. Wii was white.
Yeah.
Everything was white, and then GameCube had the black and kind of purple look with the logo. But the Nintendo logo itself has always been red. And then it's they kind of just adopted that with the Switch where they're like, screw it, let's just make our main logo the main color of the console.
Yeah.
I think they're
But
gonna stick with red.
It's gonna be kind of odd because if the cases are identical and it just says Switch 2, there's gonna be so many people like grandmas that buy Switch 2 games that aren't gonna work on their grandkids' Switch, and their kid's gonna be like, I can't play Mario Odyssey 2.
This is what I worry about, is that if they do that, it'll end up like this. Where, look at that. This is a Series
I
X
hate
game.
that. It's so annoying.
This is an
Yeah.
Xbox One game. The only way you could tell but from a distance is this one says Xbox One, and that one just says Xbox. That is stupid.
It's so annoying.
And even on the front, the only differentiator is that.
Yeah.
You know?
Xbox had a really good uniform system going, and they kind of just messed it up with little changes.
Well, see, that's what I think they were trying to do, though, is they were trying to appeal to the uniform. They wanted to be like, we don't want to throw off people's collection, so let's make it look the exact same. And that's why it doesn't work. It doesn't differentiate itself enough.
I will say
PlayStation
PS5
has the
looks
best
so good.
spines. They look nice because
PS5
it's the
case
GameCube
looks
thing.
so
It's
good.
literally the GameCube spine, but flipped. Like, look at that. Hey,
On the other
right
side.
now. Parker, what was your prediction? I didn't get yours on this one. Is it going to look same? Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be significantly different.
They can't have it look identical. Because
Yeah.
there will be so many people that buy it
Buy the
thinking
wrong
it's a
game.
Switch.
Yeah. Well, especially if they have dual releases. Think about Metroid Prime 4. What if it comes out Switch and Switch 2? They got to have those cases look different. Otherwise, there's going to be a ton of people that buy it on Switch 2 and then can't play it because they only have a Switch, Next one. Will Mario Kart 9 be a launch title? By launch title, I mean it launches day one with the Switch 2. Yes or no?
Yes.
They wouldn't have showed it if it wasn't.
I say yes as well. Yeah.
It's the
Parker?
only thing that's been shown so far.
There's a chance, though. I mean, think about this. It was weird because they showed Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, like at the launch event, and then it didn't come out till 2 months after the Switch came out, which was weird. Everyone was like, that's so strange. Like, it seemed
Really?
like... And it's a port. Yeah, it literally came out like 2 months after the Switch 1 did. Just so strange.
Huh.
Even though it's like that's a port and it was obviously ready.
I mean,
They just
with
wanted
the
to space
Switch
stuff out.
announcement, it showed more than just Mario Kart, though, right? It showed like Breath of the Wild. Okay,
Yeah.
If the Switch didn't have Breath of the Wild at launch, it would have been screwed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
literally, it was 1-2 Switch, Super
Snipper
Bomberman,
clips.
Snipper Clips. It was
That
terrible.
was it. It was literally like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
That, by the way, that's an episode I want to do sometime in the future. Is I want to rank the Nintendo console launch lineups, or not even just Nintendo, but just game console launch lineups to see like what had the best launch like with games. Because yeah,
The
it's
Wii
like,
U.
yeah, Switch
The
had like
Xbox.
nothing. It was crazy.
Wii U had an insane launch lineup.
What was it?
I just watched a whole Scott the Woz thing about it because it had
okay.
like Nintendo Land. I'd have to rewatch it. He was like
Yeah.
showing it in comparison to other Nintendo stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're all in agreement there. Parker, you said yes as well.
Yes.
Okay, that's gonna be. Funny
Wait,
if
which
it
one
wasn't.
are we in agreement for?
The Mario Kart 9.
That would be
is
a
the launch title.
big.
I think
Okay.
if they had showed another,
Although I don't
game-
like it that it's 9 and not 10.
Well, it
we
could
don't
be 10.
know.
Yeah, it could be 10
We
because
have no
Mario Kart
idea.
Tour might have counted as 9. We don't know.
I think there's a good chance they
I
just
hope
did,
it's Mario Kart Ultimate.
but
Mhm.
I could see it being not 9 because with the such a departure with the art style, I think it'll be a new title. I think it'll be Mario Kart
Like
blank,
Double
Mario
Dash.
Kart.
Well, also,
like World
9 is
Tour or
like-
something like that.
Yeah.
Like 9 is lame. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
We'll
it's
just-
like Mario Kart 8 is lame. I think any numbered one is lame.
I don't know. 9 is also an odd number though, so it's just weird. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, anything that gets numbered and goes above the number 4 starts getting ridiculous. Like
Let's-
how Final Fantasy 14. It's like, stop doing numbers.
While we're here, just as a
Golf-
little bonus question, this one nobody will get a point unless they exactly nail it, which will be insane. But what's the title for Mario Kart?
Mario Kart 9.
Bang. Okay, Hazen might get a point. He's played it safe. That's a good guess. Hazen's playing for the points.
Coward.
Do I play it safe or do I go something crazy? Because like, if
Go
I say
something
Mario Kart
crazy
9
as
and
well.
it's not, then I'm not gonna look like an idiot.
Yeah. That's true. I'm gonna go unique here. I'm gonna say it's Mario Kart X.
You idiot.
Because Mario Kart
That would
10,
be sick though.
you know,
Yeah.
like Roman numerals.
Frick, dude.
I'm just playing.
I'm
devil's
gonna
advocate
say-
here. I'm risking it for the
It's some
biscuit.
crazy name because there's no chance I get it right. Like if I say like Mario Kart Rewind,
Yeah.
it's not
It's
gonna
so
be called
specific.
that. even if I'm
Yeah,
close.
Hasten has like a 90% chance of it being correct at 9. To be fair, if it has a subtitle and Hasten says Mario
actually,
Kart
I don't
9,
know.
he's not gonna get the point. If it's like Mario Kart 9 Double Dash or something, he doesn't get it.
That's fine.
Mario Kart World. No, that doesn't sound right.
Parker, what about you?
Terrible.
You got a guess?
Mario Kart Ultimate.
Keeping it in the Smash.
Has
family,
Mario Kart
okay.
Circuit, has it already been called Circuit?
Yeah, there was like a Game Boy one called Circuit.
It's just gonna be called Mario Kart 10.
They're just gonna
I
go
don't
right
think
to
they're gonna
okay.
count. They're not gonna count Tour as one of the Mario Karts. It's a mobile game.
Nintendo does stupid shit like that though.
Yeah, it is true.
Where they
That would
count
be a
their-
Nintendo move because I agree with Hasten. Like Tour should not count as 9,
I mean,
but
look, they
knowing
did
Nintendo,
it
it's like,
with
yeah, it
Mario
was
Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 should not have been Mario Kart 8 because they counted Mario Kart DS and 3DS and Mario Kart Circuit, which is the Game Boy one.
Wasn't Mario
So it's
Kart
like-
DS Mario Kart 7 though?
Mario Kart
Yeah.
3DS is set,
yeah,
but Mario
What-
Kart DS is called Mario Kart DS.
that's what's really weird about
Yeah,
Mario Kart.
it's gonna be Mario Kart
Is
10.
it's kind of like the Fast and the Furious of the Mario series, where it's like they just have all these titles that make no sense because it's like they
But
never
still
had
count
numbers.
it as a number.
They literally never
Yeah.
had numbers until 7, and then it was Mario Kart 7, and then Mario Kart 8. Let's move on. To the
Mario
next one,
Kart
Taryn.
10.
Are you going safe? You going just 9?
Mario Kart Rewind.
All right, Mario Kart Rewind.
Hunter,
If
what's
that's it,
yours?
I'll give you 2 points because that's insane. If you know
Here's
that.
why: the character models look retro,
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
and so I bet they're calling it Rewind, and that's the gimmick of the game. Is if you crash, you can rewind yourself and re-go.
I
Calling
mean-
it.
Oh, that would be a cool
You're
item.
gonna be called Rego.
That'd be a sick item where it's like if you mess up, it's like and it rewinds you real quick.
No, it's gonna be called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch 2. So it's gonna be called the whole,
All
the
right,
whole
counting
time.
that, as part,
Deluxe.
that would be so
Switch.
sad.
Or the Switch 2.
I think we're all probably going to be wrong, but I think Hasten's definitely going to be the closest for this.
Yeah.
But
Mario
I
Kart.
think it's not called what any of us think, honestly.
No.
All right, next one. Will a 3D Mario come out this year?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Dan
I think
says
it will
no.
come out
Yes.
in early November.
I'm right there with Hasten. I think so too. I'm going to say
Try to find a year
November.
where Nintendo launched more than 2 major titles.
2017 Nintendo Switch, baby.
What did they launch?
Breath of the Wild
Odyssey
and,
and
Mario
Breath
Odyssey.
of the Wild.
That's 2.
Yeah. Mario Kart 9.
Metroid Prime 4 and Mario Kart.
Metroid Prime, I don't think they're going to count.
It's their big Switch send-off.
Yeah, but that's my point, is I don't think they're counting it as like part of like the Switch 2 movement.
If they didn't end the show with that, then I would have agreed. But they did.
It's a fair point, but I think that we get it. I think this year, legit, with how quiet, in my opinion, the last couple years for Nintendo have been, since that's been the case, I think that Nintendo's having an all-out year. I think this is going to be like a Nintendo year for the history books.
Yes, but Nintendo's also too scared to blow their load and fail. So they're going to wait till they see the success of the Switch 2, and then they're going to blow their load next year. 2026 will be the big Switch 2 year.
I agree with that.
I think this is the first console in a while that they've released that they aren't worried about success.
I think so too.
Like, this thing's gonna succeed. It's too big to fail.
Here's what I'll say is I wouldn't agree, but Nintendo has notoriously been scared of every new console launch. So much so that even the Switch, they were like, oh, we're not discontinuing the 3DS. And then they used to say stuff like, you know, the Wii is not a successor to the GameCube. It's a companion. Until all of a sudden the Wii succeeds, and then they're like, oh yeah, get rid of your GameCube. They always do that. They're not going to go all in on the Switch 2 until they know it succeeds.
That's why I think up until now, like, I mean, you could go GameCube to Wii. They did such a big change. They're just like, oh yeah, we have to support GameCube. They went from Wii to Wii U, and they thought, oh, we're not going to fail. So I think this is going to be the one where they're not going to change anything.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they did that with the DS, though, where when they announced the 3DS, they were like, oh, this is a companion to the DS. When it's a very obvious successor and there's not really a major change, you can say the 3D, but not really.
Yeah.
And that's the Switch 2 is the 3DS in this scenario.
Either way, I think it's going to be Mario Kart launch, Metroid Prime a couple months later, Mario Odyssey 2.
Wait, you think Prime will come after Mario Kart?
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to have them both be launch titles. Actually, we're going to jump into it right now because we're right here. This is the next question.
So you think that Prime 4 is going to be a Switch game that comes out after Mario Kart?
Will Metroid Prime be a launch title on the Switch 2? That's the next question. Yes or no?
Yeah.
No.
I think no.
Yeah. No.
It will launch on the Switch, and then as soon as the Switch 2 is launched, it's going to be Breath of the Wild. It's Breath of the Wild. It's Twilight Princess. It's the same scenario.
I agree, but the thing is if Mario Kart 9 launches day one on the Switch 2, which we all agreed will, I don't think they launch Metroid 2. Metroid would be buried. Like, they would be setting Metroid up to fail.
Nintendo
if it
hates
launched on
Metroid, so that's
2.
perfect.
That's what I worry about most. If they launch it with the Switch 2 with Mario Kart, I think that's a big mistake. You know, I'm starting to, like, retroactively... I won't at this point because we already made the predictions, but I almost want to change my opinion. I'm starting to doubt Mario Kart is actually the launch title. I think it actually might be Metroid, and then Mario Kart is like 2 months later.
I would agree with you. I would say that there's a good chance Mario Kart doesn't launch if Metroid Prime's also launching.
Mario Kart will be the launch title. It's a family
Mario Kart
game.
just makes too much sense to be the launch title because Metroid
It's a system seller.
Exactly.
Yeah, Metroid's not a system seller.
Metroid is popular in comparison to video games themselves, but in comparison to Nintendo titles, they're not. Like, Metroid Prime 1 sold like, what, 2 million copies? Which is insane. But compared to
Nintendo, that's nothing.
Million, right.
Yeah. This is the biggest question of all. Metroid Prime 4 is the biggest looming question mark we have with Nintendo right now because we know for a fact it is coming to the Nintendo Switch, the first Nintendo Switch. But there's no way that it doesn't come to Switch 2 at this point, considering it's the launcher for the Switch 2. Like, where does Metroid Prime 4
it's going to be backwards compatible, so they could just literally release the same game.
Yeah,
see, that's what I'm in agreement with Hasten. And here's why it's a looming question for everyone, is because everyone is too afraid to admit that the Switch 2 is not launching till at least August, September.
I don't know where Metroid Prime fits in this puzzle piece. Like,
right.
this puzzle piece...
It has to launch within the next couple months. in
Sure,
order for it to
Metroid
launch.
Prime
Yeah, or it
launch
has to,
June,
like
and
my
then-
prediction that I'm saying, that my official prediction, even though I know it's probably gonna be wrong, I think it does launch after Switch 2. It's gonna be one of those weird situations where it comes out after Switch 2 and is still a Switch, because think about all the
See, but you're talking about being buried. That would bury it for good. After
I mean,
the
not
Switch 2
if
for
it
the
had a
Switch
Switch
1,
2 version at launch as well.
sure. It's dangerous to have multiple big launch titles for a console because people already blow all their money to buy the console itself.
Well-
Most people are only willing to buy one, maybe
Yeah.
two launch titles.
That's
And they're
why
not going to
think-
buy both Mario Kart and Metroid.
I agree. That's why I think it's going to be Mario Kart at launch. 2 months later or 3 months later, in August or September, is when Metroid Prime 4 comes out on both Switch and Switch 2.
But given
Even
your
maybe even a
prediction,
little
you're saying
later,
it will launch right before the new 3D Mario launches?
I think 3D Mario is like November. That gives like 2-3 months of a difference.
So you think
So-
we'll get Mario Kart, Prime 4, and then the new 3D Mario within 2 months of each other?
Within like a span of like 6-7 months, yeah. Yeah.
No,
That'd be
great.
so
Oh,
high.
They're not. If they do that, they're. I mean, it's very possible. I think that's reasonable, but they're not
Yeah.
going to be able to keep this console in stock
Oh my gosh, yeah,
That's
no
true.
way. That would
if
be
they do that.
insanity if they actually did. Honestly, if they did that, it would be like, you're probably right, Tanner, in the sense that is like total dream
That's
reality.
dream scenario.
Yeah, that's what I hope happens. Is it likely? No. But that is what I'm predicting purely from the perspective I have no idea how they worked this out this year, considering we know Metroid it's the only game we know that Nintendo has a release date for this year. It was 2025. That's what they had it listed as. So we know it's this year. I just don't know how it fits in, considering it's a Switch 1 game. But I guess we'll find out in a couple weeks.
I think that it fits in because it launches soon, 2 to 3 months, and then Switch 2's 2 to 3 months after that.
This is something we haven't considered, which would be insane. And real quick, like, what if Switch 2 is like June or July and Metroid Prime 4 is literally like May?
Could be.
Which would
Like
be
I said,
insane.
I gave
but-
my crazy prediction being that the Switch 2 launches May, June, which is crazy to say because that's 2.5 months away, 2 months away, which is just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. We are not going to get the Switch. While
I think
yes,
June, I
companies
think
have
June
done
is
that
possible.
before.
Yeah. But May, no.
Companies have definitely done that before where they announce something and then very shortly after it releases. But with something like Nintendo where they've already waited so long to announce it, if it was coming out in May or June, they would have already announced it. They would have announced it back in like last year, like when we thought it was going to get announced.
I don't know. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited to see what this is, because
cool
it's gonna
to be able
blow
to
our
talk about
minds.
it.
No matter what it is, it's gonna blow our minds, because we're gonna be like, it's June. That's so soon. Or it's gonna be,
Yeah.
it's freaking October. That's so far.
It's next year.
Yeah. Oh,
January
that would be the big
2026.
killer if it was next year. I would be so sad. Will Doug Bowser appear during the presentation?
I mean, yeah.
I don't see
Says
why
yeah.
he would.
Yeah.
You don't think so, Tanner?
He's only showed up like once when they announced
Wait, why he
it. And
wouldn't?
they had him like, next
No,
to
he
Bowser.
What's your answer to Doug Bowser? Yes or no?
No.
Tanner says no. Hasten?
Yes.
He'll be there.
That's how I feel. Yeah. All right. So 3 yeses and Tanner's a no. Next one. Is Miyamoto there?
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
yes.
100%.
He's such a iconic face of Nintendo. You know, it'd be hard to imagine him not being there.
Miyamoto? Yeah. Be there.
Yes.
Will Reggie be there?
So that's all yeses. All right. Next one. Will Sakurai, Masahiro Sakurai, have a new game at this
Oh.
presentation?
Will he be there?
Nah.
I say no too. I think
You might get
it-
DLC for
Nah.
Smash Ultimate.
I agree with Hasten. Nah.
As sad as it makes me, yeah, I say no as well.
Do you think they'll put Switch or Smash Ultimate on Switch 2 with some DLC?
I hope so.
That's such a hard question, because as much as I'd want it, I also don't want it, because it would mean, in my opinion, that there wouldn't be a new Smash for a long time. But I also do want it on Switch 2 with new characters, because that would be sick. So either way, I mean,
With the Switch 1 or Switch 2 being backwards compatible, I don't see why they would
yeah.
re-release it. Unless they did like a player's choice.
Unless they did like an Ultimate version of Ultimate with more DLC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So everyone is a no on that one?
Can it be if Sakurai will appear regardless? Because I think
if
he has
he's
to-
there, or if he has a new game, either one.
I say yes that he will.
Really?
I'm gonna go a long shot because I could totally
I'll
see
cry.
them showing him and him talking about how he's working on a new game.
That would be amazing.
I could see that,
That would be amazing. I would start crying.
but I'm gonna say no.
Next one, this is a totally random one, but this is going to be a goofy one. How many times are we going to hear the Nintendo Switch clicking sound?
0 times. Because they changed it.
The new one. Yeah, the new one. Whatever it is.
Every single transition between games, we will hear it.
So give me a number. What's your number prediction?
I agree.
8.
Are you actually going to count and see?
I'm going to count. And if it gets insane, if it's like, oh my gosh, it is every second, then I'm not going to count them. I'm just going to assume whoever had the highest number got it. But
like literally with Switch, every game they announced, it straight freaking come. If it's first party Nintendo, it starts with the sting
every time,
like the sound every single one. So
I'm gonna say
5.
Mason says 5. I'm gonna say 15.
I was gonna say 15. I'm gonna say
Ace is gonna be closer. I think it's lower than you guys.
You think it's lower? You think we only hear 5 times?
Here's why.
I don't know.
Is they're definitely gonna show it once because they're gonna replay the same trailer we saw, where it's the one of the showing the Switch become the Switch and then the. So we're gonna get it at least once there, but they're not gonna overdo it because it's the announcement of the Switch 2. It's not like a normal direct where they're announcing a bunch of games.
No, it's the opposite. The announcement of the Switch 2 has already happened. We got the announcement.
This
of the
is
Switch 2.
Not real. I mean, that was like the announcement, but this is we're talking about the Switch 2.
Yeah, but for comparison's sake, the Nintendo Switch presentation that happened in January, like a couple months before it came out, they had everyone coming up and they were talking about the games. It was basically like an old school E3 type presentation conference from Nintendo. I imagine that this is going to be more similar to that, but in direct style. So like a direct. I actually disagree. I think this is going to be much more similar to a direct.
They're going to have to spend a long time talking about the Switch itself, though, because they haven't really talked about it.
Yeah, no, I think there will. I think literally it's going to be like first 10 minutes are just talking about the Switch itself, and then they're going to get into like a bunch of game announcements.
Because I could see them announcing a lot less games than we think, and then having another direct in summer.
Maybe
announcing them.
Yeah, that's possible too. But they gotta announce some games for the launch,
And I could see them shifting gears because like they always change things with every new system. And I just don't see them continuing doing the same directs where they're like, and it does the. I could see them changing it.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm gonna say 12 times.
Parker's going right in the middle, piece of crap.
Right in the middle. Well, I was gonna say 15, which is weird.
I'll say 4.
What do you think this generation's 1-2 Switch, Wii Sports is gonna be?
That's a good question. Because there's got to be something. I think it's gonna be something that has to do with the mouse. It's gonna be some like weird top-down Nintendo game that they let you use the mouse for, almost like Age of Empires style. But you know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be Pikmin. It's gonna be a small Pikmin tech demo type thing that you use the mouse for.
Or you use the mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, to control the Pikmin. It's gonna be just like a small. It's gonna be like Astro's Playroom on the PS5, but for the Switch 2, and it's Pikmin. That's my prediction.
But is it gonna be free, or is it gonna like you have to buy a $50 game just like 1-2 Switch?
I bet it's a included Street Pass because Street Pass wasn't really a full game, but it had mini games.
You know what I think it is? I think it's going to be a digital-only download game for if you have Switch Online.
Yeah, I think they would promote Switch Online. That would be to promote Switch Online.
It'd be a good way to get people to sign up with the new console, too. Oh, Tanner said 4. Mason said 5. I said 15. Parker said 12. Okay.
But Tanner said 5. Tanner said 4. Hang on, I gotta change my answer. I gotta change it to 7 then.
7?
Because I can't have it be that close.
Yeah, that way it's a little more spread out, yeah. So 4, 7, 12, and 15. Okay. If it's like 500, I get it.
Did you say 500?
No, I said 15. It's just if it's like way higher than 15, then I'm gonna basically anything over 15. I get the point. Will the Switch 2 have 4K 60 frames per second?
No chance.
Whoa. Both of you guys are just like that.
There's no way Nintendo can do 4K. They just I just feel like they're incapable of making their console more powerful.
I think it will.
I think it will be docked. I think docked it will be. Handheld, no.
I think
they'll go 1080 handheld and 1440 docked.
That's a good guess.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna change mine and do 1080p. 1080p handheld.
All right. Will Switch 2 games cost $70 across the board?
First party ones, yes.
I'm talking like mainline games, like not counting obviously like a random indie game that comes out and it's 40. Like most games is the new standard 70 for Nintendo.
Yeah.
I say yes.
Yes, their first party games, yes.
Yeah, they're going to. They're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom was the first they showed that they will do it.
How many times will Mario appear? How many games will Mario be in at the Switch 2 presentation?
Mario?
Oh, Mario Kart.
I'm
It'll be
saying
in 2.
3. I'm going 3 because I think
Saying
Mario
2.
Kart, 3D Mario, and then there's gonna be some like Mario sports game or something like that.
4.
Oh, Terrence's going above. Wow.
Well, I got to be different, so I'll take 4 then.
All right, next one. Will we see a new Zelda?
No.
Not just Zelda. Like it doesn't have to be new. Any
A Zelda
form of
DLC?
Zelda. Will Zelda be present?
Yeah,
at
we'll
this
see Zelda.
presentation? It could be a Zelda spin-off game. It could be Twilight Princess remaster, whatever.
Yeah.
I say yeah.
Yeah. Tanner, why do you can't move your
Can't move
camera?
from this-
I think
It's a great
I think
angle.
we'll see.
You're so close.
I think we'll see him one time.
I think I think we'll see him because I think we'll see like Twilight Princess remaster or something like that. They're gonna have
I
some.
think
Yeah.
we'll definitely see Zelda somewhere in the presentation for sure.
It's all in agreement.
I like one of those the pictures on Smash Melee. And like you're
Oh, yeah,
selecting
when
your
it, like,
character for stadium mode.
Will previous Switch games, so Switch games from Switch 1, have enhancements on the Switch 2? I say yes to this one.
I mean, I wouldn't see why not.
Not every game, obviously, but like, will that be an
We had to
option
think.
for certain games?
Yes.
With the Wii to the Wii U, it had natural upscale and resolution. The 3DS to the new 3DS, they did upgrade some games like Smash 3DS where they had better performance. I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Will it cost money?
To upgrade? No.
Yeah.
There will be some, I think, that they will remaster.
So not counting
As
remasters like
upgraded
separate things, but like
So
if you
basically-
put in your Breath of the Wild cart into Switch 2,
Oh no.
will
No.
because are they going to go PlayStation?
Like on PlayStation.
Yeah, because PlayStation charges
No.
$10 for that.
No, they're not.
I
Nintendo's
think
not
Nintendo
that.
might.
Honestly, I'm gonna say yeah.
I'm gonna say yes to
I
They
it
could see
wouldn't-
that
They,
totally being.
they wouldn't
Because since
advertise
Switch
that it has
games
full
were 60,
compatibility.
because what
certain
PlayStation
games.
does, you can play a PS4 game in your PS5 and it's native PS4. But if you want to upgrade
can't.
to get the
Yeah.
enhancements, like
That is the
4K,
stupidest thing I've
60
ever heard.
frames per second, they do $10 upgrade fees. PlayStation opened the door for that reality, unfortunately. And
Well, the
I
only
wouldn't
reason
be
why it makes
surprised
sense
if
is because
Nintendo does that.
since games are 70 now, they're
Here's
10
why I
more.
don't think so
the
is
new
because unfortunately, as great
Would
as
make
Nintendo
perfect
is,
sense.
Nintendo games aren't on the cost level of modern games yet. Modern games are so graphically intensive, power hungry process. You know what I mean? Like they cost
That
a
is
lot more
true.
to make in general. To where it makes sense that PlayStation looked at their PS4 games and was like, okay, these are still
Sure,
These
there's
could've
not going to
been
be
really
enough
sick.
of a resolution change for it to
Right.
be worth your $10.
if they were jumping 4K, 60 plus FPS, you know, running smoothly every single game without fail, then yeah, they could charge for it. But they won't.
I hope I'm wrong. What I think it'll be like, hey, if you put Breath of the Wild in your Switch 2, it'll be like, for $10, we can give you this game for 4K 60 frames per second. Or you can still play the game, but it just won't run in 4K 60. But my prediction is that if you have Nintendo Switch Online, it'll give it to you for free.
Ooh.
And then that's another incentive
that.
for people to try to get you to get Switch Online.
I'm going to agree with that. I'm
I
sticking
hope
with
I'm
my
wrong.
answer.
I really do. I don't want that to be the case. Tanner says no. Hasten says no. Me and Parker say yes. Okay, will Switch 2 have achievements of some sort?
I hope, but no.
No.
No. Depressed.
I
Yes.
really wish they would, but they won't.
Me too.
And it's going to be
It depends if they do a
A-
community thing.
Yeah.
If they do a
Make
big
it
community
stars.
thing, they're gonna
button.
have to.
the C button is going to be for achievements. You can go to all your achievements.
That'd be sick. Just make
The
it
only
stars.
hope I have,
They're going to do it.
there are some games that have their own built-in achievements in the game, like Luigi's Mansion
Yeah.
and Kirby and stuff. It's like they have achievements. Weirdly,
I think it's like almost guaranteed. Just gonna be classic Nintendo, no achievements.
Yep.
Nothing like that.
yeah.
So everyone says no. All right.
I say yes.
Sag. Oh, Parker says yes. Okay. Parker, I really hope you're right. I hope you win this. How many Nintendo games will be nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards, the Jeff Keighley Game Awards this year?
What? How do we even know? Game hasn't come
Mario
out.
That's the
Kart.
prediction.
Mario Kart won't get nominated.
Oh yeah, Mario Kart won't get nominated.
2. It's gonna be Prime 4 and 3D.
3D Mario.
Oh no! If 3D Mario comes out in November, it's not eligible.
Depending on the
And
time
it's not
frame,
going to come out
that's
this year
true.
because you guys are copium.
I'm with
not.
Asen. I'm going all in because I made the prediction 3D Mario is coming out this year, so I'm sticking to it. It's gonna be Metroid Prime 4 and 3D Mario nominated too. There's gonna be
Yeah,
two.
I think
I'm gonna
Prime 4
say
will be nominated, and that's it.
1. Yeah, that's gonna be Prime.
Playing off of that, will a Nintendo game win Game of the Year this year?
Yes.
Prime 4. will
Yes.
What's
Major
FromSoft
content.
releasing? Is FromSoft only releasing Night Rain?
win. Night
I think
Rain,
so,
and that's
yeah.
not going to win. It's too multiplayer heavy.
Yeah.
Split Fiction.
Borderlands 4.
Split Fiction,
No.
yeah. Split Fiction. Could
Uh,
have
Really good things. That's true.
Sony's gonna release something this year.
Oh, Ghost
I
of
can't- I don't-
Yote.
Yeah.
Ghost of Yote. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be that.
That'll win.
Unfortunately, look. Here's the thing. Metroid's
If
great.
that comes out this year,
but
Ghost of Yote will win.
It struggles in certain departments, like especially with story, and story is usually what wins Game of the Year. And Metroid
I
doesn't
don't know.
usually
Look at
have
last
good
year we
story.
just had Astrobot win. So
Yeah.
I had a great
knows?
story.
the Astrobot story was amazing.
Astro.
Astrobot. I love Astrobot.
Tanner, that's a song, you idiot.
Okay.
God, the song, you idiot!
It's not story. No,
That was a question. Oh, no, it won't.
No, I say yes.
no, because Ghost of Yote will win.
So did you say
Yeah,
yes,
so
Hasten?
Ghost of Yote will
Nintendo
win.
game will win, or no?
Hasten has nothing to
Actually,
say.
Split Fiction.
I'm trying to think.
He's just
I
sitting
don't,
there like,
I just don't know Prime very. I don't know Prime very well. If here's the thing, if there's a Mario, it's gonna win.
Yeah.
If there's a 3D Mario, it's gonna win.
So basically, it's the same question as if there's gonna be a 3D Mario or not. If
Yeah,
if
yeah,
there
it's
is,
true.
then it's gonna win.
Parker has a point where, yeah, it's basically the same question because if you think that the 3D Mario is coming out, then that's gonna win
It's gonna
Game of
win.
the Year.
That's
To be
gonna
fair,
win.
though, Mario Odyssey didn't win because of Breath of the Wild. So
But Breath of the Wild's not coming out this year,
yeah, but
and 3D Mario will beat Prime 4.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But we don't know what else is
But
coming
will
out
it
this year. There could
beat
be some
Split
Oh,
Fiction? And
guys, duh.
What's Split Fiction?
GTA 6.
Oh, it's not
GTA
gonna
6
win.
is
I already
gonna
said it wasn't gonna win, but GTA 6
Yeah.
is gonna win.
So even if Mario Odyssey 2 or whatever comes out this
Wait, when
year,
is that
GTA 6
coming
is gonna
out?
win.
Is
It
that when is
said
the
this
release
year.
date?
We'll see if it gets delayed. But isn't that crazy, guys? That 2040 is basically as close as GTA 5 was when that came out. 15
GTA
years
5
about.
came out like what 2013,
Came out 2013, so not quite, but 12.
12 years. So 12 years from now, it'll be 2037. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh,
Yeah, that's
God.
insane.
Oh,
Clip that. How long is the presentation going to be? Give me a number. Time.
45 minutes.
That long? Wow. I'm going to say 21 minutes.
It's gonna be an even 30 minutes.
Hmm.
It's gonna cut off. I'm gonna say 45 minutes and 15 seconds.
Oh, Hazen's getting specific.
Okay, we're gonna say seconds. I'm gonna say 30 minutes and 4 seconds.
4 seconds. Why would they do 4?
Yeah, that's dumb. Right?
Why?
I'm going 21 minutes and 30 seconds.
it'll be 22 minutes.
Someone's
22
right
seconds.
about this.
I'm saying 22 minutes, 22 seconds. So
Nice. 2.
Wait, Connor, what was your guess?
21, 30.
Yeah, I'm changing mine to 21:31.
That's gonna screw you.
Then
You would have to be
Hasten's
so specific because you're going right in between
because then
Tanner and
Mason
Yeah, I
has the entire like 10-minute margin because all of us are
No, I'm
in the
just kidding.
same
Yeah.
minute.
minus 30.
I have
Wait, is it
everything
whoever's
between, like
closest?
30 and 45.
Yeah,
Is it whoever's
that
closest, or do you
happens
actually have to win?
It's whoever's closest.
Or do you have to
but
actually
you
get
also
it?
can't. If you're the same amount of distance from someone else, it's the one that's not over. But that's not going to happen on this one. So
Well,
it's
no
just
one's gonna be the
whoever's
same
closest
distance
time-wise.
because. Okay, yeah, I'll stick with mine. 30:04.
All right, guys. Final question. Will we be disappointed by this presentation? Or will we be happy?
You guys will definitely be disappointed because there's not going to be 3D Mario, and you're going to be like, I swear there was going to be 3D Mario.
Even if there's not 3D Mario, I'm going to be excited. I think I'm going to be happy either way, because if we get a new Mario Kart and we get an in-depth look at it and we get Metroid Prime 4, that's going to be satisfying. That's going to be exciting still. I think regardless, it's a new console. It's a new console. I'm going to be excited no matter what.
I think the disappointing part will be that people are expecting too much. And I think that it's literally the Switch 2, Mario Kart, Metroid Prime, a couple other Switch games, and that's it.
But think about it, that's insane. That
is insane. Oh,
that's still really
that's
good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are like getting their hopes up, where they're like, oh, because I've heard that talk where on like Reddit where people are like, oh, Nintendo hasn't done anything since Tears of the Kingdom. They've had to have built up stuff. It's like, I just don't think we're gonna see that. Yes, I do think they're working on a lot, but I don't think we're gonna see that on April 2nd.
I think that's good to have reasonable expectations like that, but I hope they kind of go crazy with it. I really hope that they're just like, here's the next 2 years. Here's what the next 2 years of Switch 2 looks like. Everyone buy a Switch 2. Look what we got coming. Parker says satisfied. I say satisfied. Hasten says disappointed.
I think that a lot of people will be disappointed, yes. Will we be disappointed? I don't think so.
Yeah,
because like I think we have pretty...
I'll give the points based on how we feel as a majority. Whatever the majority is. If it's
as a majority,
tie, then
I think Parker and Hasten will be disappointed.
No, you know what? I take it back. I'm gonna be satisfied.
Okay.
Because there's gonna be Mario Kart, and that's like my favorite Switch game.
Yeah.
Like favorite Nintendo.
And
game.
there will be a Switch.
I think the only way I'm gonna be disappointed is if it's literally just a Switch 2 reveal and they don't show any games.
No game.
And they don't say
That'd
a release
crazy.
Yeah, that would be disappointing for sure. All right, well, new Nintendo console coming out. Well, presentation in the next couple weeks. We'll reconvene and watch that live, and we will see you guys next time.
Here we go.